Hello everybody, welcome back to Formula 197, and it's round 5, Monte Carlo in Monaco, practice session, which means 13 laps, undisturbed, 13 laps from beginning till the end, and basically the point of during the practice session is to beat my personal record. Let's go.
With the 107% rule of the past couple of years, we're seeing that the tail-end teams have had to sharpen up their act and spend longer making sure they can do competitive time. This means that the gap between the qualifying times from the front to the back of the grid is now much less.
I was almost sure that I'm gonna beat my personal record on the first lap. I guess something had happened.
At split one, he's up on his best. And if I check how he compares with his previous best lap, he's up at split 2.
I might be up on the split 2, but it's a minimal correction.
Down into second. Down into first. Up into second. Third gear. Fourth gear. Fifth gear.
I am screwing up on the last freaking corner, on the last turn, so the last split between the second and the finish line.
It does look as if the weather may be changing for the worse if those clouds are anything to go by. At split 1, he's up on his best. This could be a fast one. He's up at the second split. Remarkable! That was a new personal best time.
If I could correct it by 0.03, that would be just wonderful.
Let's have a look at his practice time so far. He's up after the first split.
What happened? I think you can pretty much figure out on your own what happened.
That's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best. Second, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. Fifth, third gear, down into second.
You have assumed correctly.
Normally, motor racing, driving a car right to its limit, is very much a skill from the head, not from the heart. But out on the track today, we're seeing some really passionate performances. That was
And
a bit of a
there we
scrape
go.
along the Armco.
I've cornered way too late, and that caused me to touch the barrier.
He's down at the first split. That's down on his previous fastest lap over the second sector. Down into second. Down into first. Second. The skies are clearing. I can see patches of blue over the commentary box.
Your lap times are down. Is there a problem?
Yeah, it's the random guy just screams like way too close to the microphone and gives everybody a heart attack.
He's up after the first split. And if I check how he compares with his previous best lap, he's up at split 2.
Hey, Pack. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you.
His
Nice.
times are really coming down.
That is the best lap time I have reached probably ever. I sincerely doubt I will be able to get any faster than this. Like, if I were to reach 1 minute and 8, that would be just a miracle.
And if I check how he compares with his previous best lap, this looks like a slower lap. He's down at split 1.
Play some Alien Isolation, okay.
Into second.
Hope you enjoy it.
Fourth gear. up into 5th, up into 6th. And if I check how he compares with his previous best lap, that's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best. I think that was contact with the barrier.
You think right, because I am taking this corner way too late.
This looks like a slower lap. He's down at split 1. He's down at the second split.
The front wings on these cars have had to be changed in recent years. They now have a thicker, rounded end plate so they can stand a much lesser chance of puncturing a tyre if they hit it.
He probably
God.
left a
Yeah,
bit
too
of
early
tyre
in that
rubber on
corner.
that barrier. He's down at the first split.
This is why I often prefer to drive in a like grass tracks. Rather than
Spectators round the track will be enjoying
rather than in,
beautiful weather we're having today.
this is the only actual street race in the entire game, in the entire season. Don't really hate this track,
down at
but
the second split, 4th gear.
getting that optimal.
One of the problems the drivers have to contend with is visibility. Their visors get
Just
very
optimally
dirty out
fitting
on the track.
into some corners
Every
can
5
be
laps or so,
sometimes
they'll need to
very,
give it
pretty
a
much
wipe to
impossible,
keep it clear with the back of their glove
or
their
very
sleeve.
difficult,
Of
like
course,
this.
when
Like
it
I
gets
think
really
I'm driving
difficult
good.
to see,
Nope, I
they can
have
peel off one
driven
of the clear
way too
tear-off
sharp
strips
into the
to cover
corner,
visor.
He must
and
have
it
hit
was
the
way too
barrier.
late for me to
Your lap
react.
times are down. Is there a problem?
I think this guy is worse than people who don't know how to use the sound command. Because you cannot turn off this guy. No, he actually behaves exactly like people
He's
who are using
already
sound
behind his
commands
best time at
a lot of
intermediate 1.
times. Which means they're basically clicking on the sound command, don't read the description. It's not me being angry or anything like that, it's basically a fact. Oh, that might be a very good first split. I basically launched it with 170 kilometers an hour on that one.
3rd. 4th gear. And it's a good first split time.
Okay, now not to screw it up. Because this is my time, this is my chance to get a time of 1.8.
One thing we might see this year is drivers having problems with cramp. All the teams have followed Williams' lead from last year and positioned their drivers lower in the car, recline further back with their feet
And it's
raised
ruined.
upward. He's up at split 2.
It's when I bounce off the curb. and there's nothing I can do about it anymore. It would be such a great lap time, but I fucked it up.
Your fuel's low. Pit in.
Yeah, look at that. I wasted such a great opportunity for pretty much a lap record. Oh well, let's go. This is the final lap. This lap doesn't count. We go into the pits.
A bit of a knock there, I think, Martin.
You're right there, Murray.
Let's have a look at his practice time so far. He's already
We're gonna jump into the
behind
qualifying
at the first
session.
split.
This year, all the teams have lowered the driving seat to try and combat the turbulence caused by the driver's helmet, which reduces the efficiency of the air intake into the engine. Another benefit they hope to see will be better handling of the car due to the lower centre of gravity.
That's
Again, I made the same
intermediate
mistake.
two, and he's slower
Instead
than
of
his
driving
best.
earlier and
That
get
was
into the
definitely
corner, I
the
just
top
drove
of
into the
area.
curbs and I totally lost control of the car. And to really avoid that.
The mechanics will probably be getting ready to put a new front wing on.
The team's been practicing this over and over again until it's perfect.
I feel really bad because I wasted such a great opportunity to get the best lap time of like ever. Doesn't really matter at this point. We are going back to the car setup because that's gonna restart the weather and we're gonna go for qualifying session. Well, at least we got a very good lap, 1.9 and 243. So, qualifying session. Pretty much the same amount of laps, 13 laps around the track. Only thing is that we're gonna stop every 4 laps too, so we can check basic differences of our lap time versus the lap time of other drivers that are currently in the track. So, let's go.
Go! Interesting point to note is that both Williams and Jordan, two of the great innovators in car design, have opted for an oval air intake above the driver's head. It'll be interesting to see what difference this makes.
Hey Sodium, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well.
One unique feature of the Stuart car design is the high side pods on the car and the large turning vane, which should reduce the amount of debris that is sucked off the track into the radiator grill during the normal course of a race. This sort of accumulation can actually cause a drop-off between 10 and 20% in the radiator's efficiency.
He's already behind at the first split.
Unpacking furniture from IKEA. Okay, good luck.
He's up at the second split. If he keeps this up, he could be on pole. Let me just check how that time compares. Superlative! And that has got to be the fastest lap.
Got the fastest lap so far, but I know I can do it faster.
Fourth gear.
I want
third
to,
gear,
honestly, during the qualifying session, I want to drop below 1 minute and 10, like 1 minute and 9.
fourth gear.
Would be absolutely
That's
fantastic.
the fastest time over the first sector we've seen today.
When you're driving a Formula One car, you cannot be tense. You're strapped in, you feel every movement, you're part of the car, and if you're tense with the car, it slides that little bit more. You must relax and let the car do the work.
He's up on the leader at intermediate 2. It does look as if the weather may be changing for the worse if those clouds are anything to go by.
Nice.
And that has got to be the fastest lap.
Not as fast as I would hope, but it's still 1 minute and 9. On the lap 4, which is current, we're gonna go to the pit stop. We're gonna compare the times. We're gonna see who's currently on the track.
That's the fastest time over the first sector we've seen today.
Oh, of course it is now. Is the even faster faster lap time. Now that I am doing this.
That's down on his previous fastest
Well,
lap over the
we also
second
gonna
sector.
replace the rear wing.
It's the Canadian. Martin, that looked as if he just rubbed the wall there.
You're right there, Murray.
New safety rules for the design of the cars this year have meant that the teams have had to include a deformable structure behind the gearbox to protect the driver in the event of rear impact. Ferrari did this last year, and they've already overcome most of the problems, like excessive vibration, which can crack the rear wing.
Okay, so it's only me, Barrichello, Verstappen, and Coulthard currently on the track. We are the only people who have done 3 laps of the qualifying session. So I can just push on. Next pit stop is going to happen at lap 8, and we have Yamaha Aeros in front. Is he going to let me through? I don't think he will. But for the 5th lap, I just need to overtake him. That's what I need to do.
Third, fourth gear. He's already behind at the first split. Second gear. Up into third. Fourth. Up into fifth. Sixth gear. He's down at the second split.
Alright, that's done.
Down into second. Down into first.
Now it's all about trying to get a better time than this, even though this time currently probably guarantees my leadership in the race. I just want to make a better time for myself.
If he can keep this kind of speed up, he'll be looking at a good grid position. He's looking good for an excellent lap here, up at split 2. That
Nice.
was a brilliant lap and puts him on provisional pole.
That is 200 of a second. That's 0.2 of a second, and I'm really happy about that.
He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1. Williams number 1.
When?
He must have hit the barrier.
I know I have went on the curb over there, but where was the when did I touch the barrier exactly? Okay, so at this point, okay, so during lap 7 we are not going to be able to beat.
Slower than his best.
We are not going to be able to beat my lap time on the lap 7. On the lap 8 we're going to the pits, and the weather seems to be very unsure.
Up into second. Third.
Because it's the sun is still there. The road is dry, but I can see the clouds above. They're being very, very gray. So I'm honestly not expecting any miracles.
He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1.
Yep, even the racing lines have started disappearing.
That's down on his previous fastest lap over the second sector.
Which means that rain might be absolutely unavoidable. But I might be able to squeeze maybe one more lap. That's gonna be at least 1 minute and 9. We'll see. We will see. Oh, don't tell me I'm gonna have to deal with that Arrows Yamaha again. Please don't tell me that's gonna happen. Yeah, Schumacher have been back on the track, but he is like solid 2 seconds behind me. So yeah, I think we got the first place on the grid, like pretty much guaranteed at this point. Let's do the remaining laps. Like at this point I don't even necessarily care about going fast. I just want to finish the qualifying session. Because we got the first place and that's what matters the most. Because Monte Carlo is type of a track that has very, and I mean very limited opportunities for overtaking.
He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1. I don't think he's going to better his time. He's behind at split 2. Up into second. Down into second. Down into first.
Alright, I'm not expecting to beat my personal best, but let's give it a try anyway. And I can already see the first raindrops. Maybe I will be able to drive for the next 2 laps in a dry condition.
That's a Williams.
Or not.
He probably left a bit of tyre rubber on that barrier. He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1. This'll be a new hazard. The track's difficult enough in the dry, but wet on slick tyres is the hardest situation of all.
The unusual thing about a wet track like this is that the cars with the lower powered engines, such as the V8 unit, will actually have an advantage, as they will be less likely to wheel spin and lose the back end.
That's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best.
Weight is king in a Formula 1 car. Every extra kilo you have to carry loses you about 200ths of a second per lap. Fuel load, as in the aviation industry,
Okay,
is
Thunder,
measured in
see you in a
kilos,
bit.
not litres, and is precisely calculated to give optimum performance for minimum weight.
He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1. It's the Canadian.
Yeah, I tried to correct myself on the chair, and I pushed too much to the right.
That's down on his previous
Probably
fastest
should
lap
not
over
try
the
to correct myself on the
second
chair while I'm taking a corner. Lesson learned.
sector. Williams number 1. That was definitely a knock on the barrier.
But I'm not gonna beat my personal best throughout this entire, throughout the rest of the qualifying, so let's just finish it off. Let's just make a full, complete qualifying session.
The drivers in the slowest cars who don't get a time less than 107% of the fastest qualifying time can appeal to the stewards, but it's very unlikely that they'll be successful. He's already behind at the first split.
In a busy qualifying session, a Grand Prix driver has to be really on the limit. He brakes at the last moment, turns in very fast, but cannot afford any mistakes whatsoever.
That's a Williams. That was definitely a knock on the barrier. That's down on his previous fastest lap over the second sector.
Alright, let's see the grid. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be on the first place, because if Schumacher is like 2 seconds behind me, that means that I have a guaranteed first place. But am I gonna keep that first place throughout the actual race? Well, that's a one big unknown. Kinda hope that I will. And yep, Schumacher is at least 1 second behind me, with Irvine as well. Berger is 4th, LAC is on the 5th position, and Frentzen is on 6th. I kinda expect it higher from him. I hope he's gonna keep that 6th place, or at least advance even more. So yeah, Monaco has 78 laps, so it's gonna be one pit stop strategy. We're gonna add 39 fuel to our car, 39 laps of fuel to our car, and we're basically gonna do one pit stop strategy. Unless there's gonna be like a minor malfunction happening, then of course I'm gonna have to step in, or weather change or anything like that. Alright, let's start the session. Race round 5 Monaco, let's go.
This is picturesque Monaco in Monte Carlo, the most famous Grand Prix of the motor racing season, and jewel in the crown of Formula One. The atmosphere here is incredible, but often the narrow, twisty course and the lack of overtaking opportunities can make the race itself a bit of a foregone conclusion. But this was emphatically not the case last year. Drama seemed to follow drama. Schumacher going out on the first lap, Hill and Alesi both taking the lead and then retiring, and then Olivier Panis coming out the eventual well-deserved winner. Let's hope today's race will be just as eventful.
I hope for that as well.
The drivers are getting ready for the start. They're lined up on the grid. Watch for the lights going out.
I need to tank to the right.
Go!
Whoa, okay, Schumacher actually
First corner. That lapse in concentration
managed to
has
overtake
cost him
me.
the lead.
And so we're gonna have a wee bit of a fight on the track. Am I will be able? No, not gonna take that risk over here. It was a good and solid chance for the overtaking, but I'd rather play it safe.
Of course, as the laps go on, these little potential opportunities that are not really on become greater and greater in their minds. Sooner or later, someone's going to think, I can do it, have a lunge, and the chances are they won't be able to, and end up tangling with the car in front or even going into the barrier. Lap 2. Look at that!
Well,
He
scratches.
hit Michael Schumacher!
Definitely scratches rear tire, probably damaged my front wing at the same time.
With the 107% rule of the past couple of years, we're seeing that the tail-end teams have had to sharpen up their act and spend longer making sure they can do competitive time. This means that the gap between the qualifying time from the front to the back of the grid is now much less.
The gap is growing.
Everyone is right behind me.
Let's see how they stand now. The race leader, Michael Schumacher. In second place, Williams number 1. In third place, Eddie Irvine. In fourth position, Jean Alesi. In fifth place, Giancarlo Fisichella. In sixth position, Gerhard Berger.
And back on the first position now.
Beautiful! Up into first position.
Now the only goal, keep the first position and finish the race. But most likely finish the race.
This is the third lap.
Yeah, it seems like Frentzen has been dropped out of the top 6 and he's currently struggling. He's gonna be probably in the top 10. rather than top 6, which is kind of sad. That means the entire hope for getting any points for the Williams now lies on my hands.
He never ever gives up. The top positions are: first, Williams number 1. In second place, Michael Schumacher. Third, Eddie Irvine. Hang on! In fourth position, Jean Alesi. In fifth position,
That was a
Giancarlo
little bit of a
Fisichella.
weird push out of the curb.
Sixth,
On that
Gerhard
corner.
Berger.
It almost felt like I'm as if I collided with the barrier, even though I didn't, because there was no real announcement from Murray or Martin Brundle. I think I just hurt somebody. Yep, that's one of the stewards, and he did not manage to finish the race, sadly. We already got one driver that sadly did not manage to finish the race. That is a very, very sad situation.
Well, the sun seems to be trying to break through now. The clouds are definitely beginning to clear.
I didn't even notice that the weather conditions were going bad in the first place. Even if they did, I wouldn't mind that. It would make for a much more immersive situation, because in 1997, on actual GP, it was raining. And Williams, as a matter of fact, did not manage to get any points because of the bad tire setup. I was a little bit too close to the barrier.
The top positions are: first, Williams number 1. In second, Michael Schumacher. In third, Eddie Irvine. Fourth, Jean Alesi. In fifth, Giancarlo Fisichella. In sixth position, Gerhard Berger.
70 laps to go. Thankfully, the track is actually pretty damn short, so can't really complain about that one. And I also believe that Monaco track, the Monte Carlo, is one of those tracks in which you don't drive for a specific distance, you only drive a specific amount of laps. Because I think every race in 97 at least was 300 miles.
Normally, motor racing, driving a car right to its limit, is very much a skill from the head, not from the heart. But out on the track today, we're seeing some really passionate performances.
Broke. I used the brakes a little bit too early on that little corner over there. I can very easily fit there on the third gear if I'm gonna turn soon enough.
The front wings on these cars have had to be changed in recent years. They now have a thicker, rounded end plate so they can stand a much lesser chance.
A little bit too close to the curb, but thankfully did not touch the barrier.
We're sitting here in glorious sunshine. It's a perfect day for motor racing.
Hope it is. Hope it's gonna stay that way.
The top
Just honestly, as
positions
much
are
as I would like
first,
for it to rain on
Williams
this track for
#1.
more historical
In second
accuracy,
position, Michael Schumacher.
driving in rain
In third place,
makes the entire
Eddie
race
Earnhardt.
faster.
Fourth,
And that was a barrier
John
touch.
Alesi.
Oh goodness. That was
In
definitely a
fifth position,
rear wing damaged.
Carlo Fisichella. In sixth place, Gerhard Berger.
That's what happens when I lose my concentration for just a tiny bit. Oh well. I'll deal with it.
One thing we might see this year is drivers having problems with cramp. All the teams have followed Williams' lead from last year and positioned their drivers lower in the car, reclined further back with their feet raised upward.
One of the problems the drivers have to contend with is visibility. The visors get very dirty out on the track. Every 5 laps or so they'll need to give it a wipe to keep it clear with the back of their glove or their sleeve. Of course, when it gets really difficult to see, they can peel off one of the clear tear-off strips that cover the visor.
Ooh, that was way too close to the barrier. Should probably brake over there. I don't know why I felt that confident. And a matter of fact, that almost feels very, very scary. Okay, arrows in front of us, and I don't think he's gonna let us through. Not on this corner, at least. Maybe on this one. Nope, not really. He's just pushing through. I need to find a different opportunity to overtake him as he's getting closer and closer to the Minardi Hard. He definitely tries to let me through, like he really wants me to overtake him. but he picks like the worst moments to do that. My car is not that fast. And that's arrows. Now let's see how the Minardi is gonna behave. Is he gonna let me through? Okay, I'm not gonna overtake him on this corner. That would be way too dangerous. I can do it over here though. Do a little bit of a shortcut over here.
He's taken them from relative obscurity.
This is technically the only opportunity for me to either overtake a car in front of me or overtake a lapped driver.
He's also had to endure his share of tragedy in recent years, but he's overcome the setbacks to take 8 Constructors' Championships, equaling the record of Ferrari. I'm looking at the race order now. In first, Williams number 1. Second, Michael Schumacher. In third place, Eddie Irvine. In fourth position, Jean Alesi. In fifth, Giancarlo Fisichella. What's happened? In sixth position,
Another arrows in front. There's a nice line of the cars actually in front, as we can see. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be one overtaking left car per lap. There goes number 1. Oh, they're really hugging each other over there. Yeah, they're really hugging each other because they are currently struggling with overtaking one of the Minardis. And Minardis are very, very, very slow cars with their V8 engines. And so are the Tyrrell Fords. They are also using V8s. Technically speaking, Tyrrell cars are the worst cars in the game. They are actually the slowest cars with the Ford Cosworth engine. It's going to be very difficult for the car in front to overtake him, and also it's going to be very difficult for me to overtake every single one of these guys. It seems like Zauber in front. Right in front of him is Prost. It's the Prost that currently struggles with overtaking the Minardi hard. They're way too close for me to make any action and try to overtake them. They're just way too packed together. I will assume that the only opportunity for me to overtake every single one of them would be the finish line right here, at least one of them. And then the remaining 2 cars will probably be sometime in the future. Now that is a little bit too extreme. That's a little bit too scary. That actually took the opportunity right here. Minardi had managed to slow down enough for me to overtake 2 cars at the same time. Now one of the Prost is in front, and that's going to be an easy overtake either in the tunnel or on the chicane on the 3/4 of the track. And I'm going to assume that Shinji Nakano sitting in front because I have saw the glimpse of a helmet. The race positions are pretty much set up for now. Schumacher is second, Irvine is third, Benetton is on number 4, Fisichella is 5th, and another Benetton is on the position number 6.
I'm looking at the race order now. In first, Williams number 1. In second place, Michael Schumacher. In third, Eddie Irvine. 4th, Jean Alesi. In 5th position, Giancarlo Fisichella. In 6th position, Gerhard Berger.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to make a smaller correction on what I said on the Imola race. Basically, during the Imola race, I said that the Yamaha engines were very, I mean, not very, but they were basically reliable. I was wrong. Because I checked how many races have Damon Hill have managed to finish.
This year, all the
And he
teams
did
have
not
lowered
manage to
driving
finish the
speed
very
to
first
combat
6
the turbulence caused by the
races at
driver's hand,
least.
which reduces the efficiency
Because
of
of
the
the
air intake into
car
the engine.
malfunctions.
Another benefit they hope to see will be better handling of the car due to the lower centre of gravity.
And yes, this track does not really give a lot of opportunities to do like a little bit of a mustache correction or a little bit of a scratch. Because the straights on this track are very, very short. And the longest part of the track are actually having a curve inside of them. Like for example, the bridge that we are, not the bridge, the tunnel that we are actually gonna go through.
New safety rules for the design of the cars this year have meant that the teams have had to include a deformable structure behind the gearbox to protect the driver in the event of rear impact. Ferrari did this last year, and they've already overcome most of the problems, like excessive vibration, which can crack the rear wing.
And that's another Zauber in front. We're gonna overtake him nice and smoothly, probably on the finish line. Or maybe not. Because I doubt that he's gonna let me through over here. Yep. I was way too focused on that Zauber and I definitely scratched the barrier over there. I guess happens to the best of us.
I'm looking at the race order now. In first, Williams, number 1. In second position, Michael Schumacher. In third, Eddie Irvine. In fourth position, Jean Alesi. In fifth place, Giancarlo Fisichella. In sixth position, Gerhard Berger.
And there we go. Nicely and cleanly overtaken.
Approximately a quarter of the race distance covered so far.
I think the weather is actually going a little bit worse. Let me take a look at the sky. Yep, the weather is definitely going a little bit worse. I would say that it's definitely much more gray than it was 2 or 3 laps ago. So I will say that we could expect a rain sometime in like 10 laps from now. If it's gonna rain, well, we're gonna have to drive a little bit slower, but it doesn't matter. As long as we are gonna finish the race, that's what matters the most. And I think we have Stuart Ford down below. It's either Stuart Ford or the Tyrrell Ford.
Williams, number 1. Just a touch of the barrier. That shouldn't slow him down.
Yeah. Took that corner a little bit too fast. It seems like a lot of cars have went to the pit stop right now. Well, after all, it's 1/3 of the race. More than that, actually. Oh, there's a nice line of cars in front. At least 3 cars. In front of me, there's one of the Jordans.
Let's see how they stand now. The race leader, Williams, number 1. Second, Michael Schumacher. Third, Gerhard Berger.
Oh, there's at least 5 cars in front. This is gonna be
Eddie
a
Irvine.
little extreme.
Fifth, Jean Alesi. In sixth, Giancarlo Fisichella.
Need to be careful. There we go. That's my chance to overtake one of the Jordans. That's probably Ralph Schumacher. Stuart Ford in front.
One unique feature of the Stuart car design is the high side pods on the car and the large turning lane, which should reduce the amount of debris that is sucked off the track into the radiator floor during the normal course of a race. This sort of accumulation can actually cause a drop-off between 10 and 20% in the radiator's efficiency.
Don't try to overtake the Stuart Ford. Have a clean path, and not really. Okay, I'm gonna.
Just hit Magnussen.
Okay,
We're
let me
ready
see.
for you if you want to get that damage fixed.
Well, I guess we have damaged the front wing badly enough that we're gonna have to go to the pits. Probably should brake earlier over there. It's fine. We have a solid leadership over the Ferraris and other drivers, so we can definitely try to do some of this. It's a very chaotic situation right now. The cars are braking very, very fast, and it's just not enough for me to react. The weather is actually getting worse and worse as we speak, so something in the back of my head tells me that we are going to have a rainy weather for some part of the race, if not for the rest of it. Actually, me going to the pits right now is going to be a perfect opportunity to fix my chair, my arm support.
The mechanics will
Because
probably be getting
they're
ready to put
very-
a new front wing on. They must
They're
get
very
that problem
uncomfortable.
sorted out as fast as they can.
And my
So they can
forearms
get
are
back out
screaming. That's gonna be at least a 10-second loss. Alright, let's go. Car is fixed. Let's now drive until the rain's gonna fall, which is definitely gonna fall because the racing line have just disappeared. And Michael Schumacher is 10 seconds behind me. So I will assume that actual rain is gonna start in between 3 to 5 laps from now.
I've said it so many times before.
There's not even
Martin,
any
but I'll say it
announcement
again.
from
Catching is one
Murray
thing,
Walker about the
passing
weather
is quite
change,
another.
which was slightly worrying to say the least, but it's nothing I cannot work with. We have Turtle Ford in front of us, but thankfully he is just a single car, and I used the brake a little bit
I'm looking at the race order now. In first,
too much.
Williams, number 1. In second, Michael Schumacher. In third place, Eddie Irvine. In fourth place, Jean Alesi. In fifth position, Giancarlo Fisichella. Sixth, Gerhard Berger.
And the pit is back to its original condition, I suppose. And the Schumacher is actually gaining. He's now 9 seconds behind me. And he's trying to speed up a little bit. And the Irvine is actually 27 seconds behind us. And Schumacher is driving on a freaking... I know, he has a nitro installed in his car or something. Because I know for a fact that this game has a very, very high favoritism for Michael Schumacher, that in the way that it makes his AI drive better, his car, it makes the car even faster. Whoa, that was definitely somebody probably have had a spin at the pit stop. Not sure, there's a bunch of cars in front currently refueling, changing the tires. At least 7 to 8 cars. But yeah, also the rain have started, which means now every single AI driver on the track is gonna panic and go change tires to wets. Which I don't have to do that until there are gonna be a little bit more serious watermarks underneath the tires of my own car. But just because it rains like this, it doesn't really mean anything. The weather conditions might still get better. Or they still might get worse. Or they're gonna stay the way they are right now throughout the entire race. Which, quite frankly, I wouldn't mind having a one race and just rain. Just little dashes of rain, little bit splash over here and over there.
One third of the race gone, 2/3 still to go. Rain is continuing to fall here, but unless I'm very much mistaken, the sky's beginning to brighten slightly. Let's see how they stand.
I kind of hope they will brighten slightly.
Williams #1. In second,
Because that means we'll be able to finish the race faster.
Eddie Irvine. 4. Gerhard Berger. In 5th position, Jean Alesi. 6th, Giancarlo Fisichella.
When you're driving a Formula One car, you cannot be tense. You're strapped in. You feel every movement. You're part of the car, and if you're tense with the car, it slides that little bit more. You must relax and let the car do the work.
Another series of cars in front. Somebody just steps out of the pit lane. It's one of the Minardis, which I hope he's gonna be. Yep, thank you for the sportsman behavior and actually let me through. Fisichella have landed on the 6th position. I have no clue where Frentzen is.
Weight is king in a Formula One car. Every extra kilo you have to carry loses you about 200ths of a second per lap. Fuel load, as in the aviation industry, is measured in kilos, not litres, and is precisely calculated to give optimum performance for minimum weight.
I definitely have managed to see a familiar livery of a Benetton, and I think he's trying to overtake. Yeah, he's trying to lap one of the other Minardis that are still on the track. Minardi goes to the pits. That allows the Benetton to just overtake him much smoother that way.
It does look as if the weather may be changing for the worse if those clouds are anything to go by.
And that was a nice overtake right before the corner. A little bit risky, if I could say so, but I think in the end it was safe. And I think that was Gerhard Berger. I have noticed that another Benetton had went to the pits, so that's gonna be Jean Alesi.
It's incredible. These drivers are controlling a car about half the weight of a Mini. and these things can accelerate to about 150 miles an hour in 6.5 to 7 seconds.
John Alesi, which him himself, he was back in the days announced as a possible future champion. But that never got realized. And I think I just saw Ferrari going to the pits. Right now the cars are going to get to the pits very, for two reasons. One, some of them need to refuel. Other one, the weather have decided to get better. So now everybody going to turn into the slicks because they turn into panic mode.
The rain is beginning to ease off a bit.
Yeah, Mr. Walker, it's not even raining anymore.
I'm looking at the race order now. In first, Williams number 1. In second place, Eddie Irvine. In third place, Michael Schumacher.
And Schumacher dropped on the third.
Jean Alesi. In fifth place, Gerhard Berger. In sixth, Giancarlo Fisichella.
I know for a fact that Michael Schumacher is going to regain his second position because his AI is a tiny bit broken. You know, just a tiny bit broken. But then technically, in comparison to the other AI drivers, we could say that he's probably the most challenging driver in the entire game. That doesn't mean that he doesn't cheat a lot. Like, that doesn't mean that in this game, the AI of Michael Schumacher is not a dirty little cheater. Because it is. Okay, I think we just overtook one of the Ferraris. I'm not sure if it's Schumacher or if it's Eddie Irvine. I'm gonna assume that it was Eddie Irvine. Yep, I can see probably Schumacher right in front of me. That means we're gonna lap him, which is gonna more or less cement our position in this race. Very nice sportsman behavior from one of the stewards. If it's not the remaining steward, because I think one of the stewards have actually went into the pit stop because of some kind of malfunction. But I'm not really sure. It's unknown to me if he managed to get back into the race. And that Schumacher lapped right there. Right in front of me, Arrow's Yamaha. And I might overtake him onto the finish line, right on the outside. And I believe I've seen the helmet. That was probably Damon Hill. So Eddie Irvine have just went through the finish line. So Schumacher is still in third position. And we are back with the racing line. That means the weather is gonna be definitely dry. We have 8 laps before we're gonna go to the pit stop for the refueling.
The crowd will be getting a suntan out there today.
It's still pretty cloudy. The weather conditions might change at any point.
Let's see how they stand now. The race leader, Williams number 1. Second, Eddie Irvine. In third, Michael Schumacher. In fourth place, Jean Alesi. In fifth place, Gerhard Berger. In sixth, Mika Häkkinen.
A little bit too sharp on this corner, but doesn't matter. That was a very, very risky move. Should probably not do that because I definitely, if I didn't press the brake at that point, at that moment, I would very likely...
The weather's getting overcast now. Let's hope it doesn't get any worse.
Either crash into the barrier or crash into the Yamaha Arrows car that was also in front. And the weather have changed again to the worst. The weather conditions are absolutely insane. Right now we can see the racing line have disappeared from the track. That means that we might get another rain situation for God knows how long.
They have to concentrate on two things: trying to pass the car in front and trying to keep the car behind at bay.
The weather conditions are absolutely disastrous for the drivers today. And oh my goodness gracious, that's Damon Hill. Absolutely unpredictable. Never seen. Damon Hill currently on the 6th place. This is an absolute unprecedented situation on the track as we speak right now. If I would be super surprised if Damon Hill would actually be able to keep his 6th position and end the race with that position intact. That would mean the very first points for Arrows Yamaha in the entire championship. Which technically would also create a time paradox. But then again, this game from 1997 that has no reflection on what have happened in real life, so
Race order. In first place, Williams #1. In second position, Eddie Irvine. In third place, Michael Schumacher. In fourth position, Jean Alesi. Fifth, Gerhard Berger. In sixth, Damon Hill.
yep, there goes the rain, and there goes the first drops, which again, the car AI is gonna be a little paranoid son of a bitch, and they're gonna start going to the pits starting from this lap on. One of the Bentons is already into the pits, changing the tires to wets.
Well, I can see spots of rain on the monitors now. Let's hope it doesn't turn into a downpour.
I would just like for the game to decide what kind of weather we're gonna drive through. Because if it's going to actually rain, let it rain.
Of course, as the laps go on, these little potential opportunities that are not really on become greater and greater in their minds. Sooner or later, someone's going to think, I can do it, have a lunge, and the chances are they won't be able to, and end up tangling with the car in front or even going into the barrier.
The track is getting slipperier all the time. I would expect to see some tyre changes very soon.
Martin, the people are already panicking and changing their tires 2 times in a row. Understand that AI is only made here to read some instructions and behave accordingly, but god damn. They went slick wets for like a lap or two, then changed back to slicks, and now they're changing to wets again. Oh my goodness gracious, there are two cars in front. And beautifully managed to overtake them both without taking any significant risk.
The race leader, Williams number 1. In second place, Eddie Irvine. In third, Michael Schumacher. In fourth place, Gerhard Berger. In fifth place, Jean Alesi. In sixth place, Damon Hill.
I'm very surprised that Damon Hill, probably driving, when it comes to, at least according to the game, driving the slowest V10 engine in the entire game,
to use the whole track, drive intelligently and creatively,
managed to
find the areas of grip.
get through all of the other drivers and managed to take 6th position.
Rule of the past couple of years, we're seeing that the tail end teams have had to sharpen up their act and spend longer making sure they can do competitive time. This means that the gap between the qualifying time from the front to the back of the grid is now much less.
It looks as though the rain is beginning to ease off a bit.
Oh my goodness, no! Poor AI. Poor AI drivers, man. I'm gonna have to lap on the next, I'm gonna have to go to the pits on the next lap. Poor AI, they're just getting absolutely bullied by the weather.
That's halfway through the race.
Halfway through the race, indeed. And I got a nice line of the cars right in front of me. That's one of the Ferraris. Who is he struggling with? I think he's struggling with one of the Prosts, one of the Mugen Hondas.
Let's see how they stand now. The race leader, Williams number 1. In second place, Eddie Irvine. In third place, Michael Schumacher. In fourth place, Gerhard Berger. Hang on. In fifth position, Jean Alesi. Hang on. In sixth, Damon Hill.
Hang on. We're lapping for 40 laps now. Excuse me, fueling for 40 laps. That's gonna give us enough fuel for the rest of the race.
It's looking a bit slippery out there. Do you want to come in for wet tires?
And actually, it seems like weather is turning out to be a little bit more slippery. It's not early enough. I should say not early enough, not late enough, or basically the weather conditions are not extreme enough for me to go to the pits and change into wet tires, at least not yet. I need basically to see a bigger splashes of water under the tires. Only then the traction of the car is going to get severely reduced, and then only then my car is going to behave much slower, and that's going to be a good mark for me to actually go to the pits. Oh, okay. John actually allows me to get from this side. That's very nice of him. Thank you. As far as I can see, I can still keep the control of my car. Sure, then... Yep, that's... okay, that just happened. There might be a slip or two on one or two corners. And yeah, we're gonna have to go to the pit stop on the next lap, change the tires to the wet, and just pursue through. We might have the other half of the race.
We've got wet tires waiting for you when you think it's wet enough out there.
Thank you. We might have the rest of the race to basically spend in the wet conditions, which basically means that my car is gonna be slower. The cars of the AI drivers are also gonna be slower. We're gonna lap also much slower. And overtaking is gonna become a shitstorm. I can already feel that my car has slowed down very badly. We are not reaching the same speeds as we could reach before. I'm just gonna snuggle behind the line of the cars in front until I'm gonna reach the pit stop. The max speed of my car currently is gonna be getting severely reduced to maybe like 200 kilometers an hour. Hill is still defending his 6th position in the race.
When we see how long refueling takes.
He'll be very aware that races can be won or lost in the pit lane. And that was an absolutely perfect stop.
4 seconds in the pits, and that's all it takes. Now to regain at least most of that power back. Lapping right now is going to be even more difficult because the road is slippery. That means that even the braking distance is going to get slightly increased. And because I'm driving the V10 engine, just like 90% of the grid, that means taking every single corner is a risk of me slipping and losing control of the car.
Looking at the race order now. In first, Williams #1. In second position, Eddie Irvine. In third place, Michael Schumacher. Fourth,
The line of the cars in front of me is very scary because I technically cannot really overtake them. There's not really a good way to overtake this pack of cars.
Absolutely lashing down on the track. Driving conditions are getting worse all the time. Normally, motor racing.
Yeah, I need to slow down because I'm unable to overtake them all in one bite, not even on the finish line.
On the track today, we're seeing some really passionate performances.
Maybe right now, no, that's not gonna risk that. It would be a good opportunity if he was much slower. Maybe right now, yep, that's it. That was a good chance, and my nose is way too itchy. Sorry. To drive smart about this. This is a really tense situation, and it seems like the rain is actually going through right now. We have a Prost to my left side, but he decided not to slow down while I was entering the tunnel over here. Clean overtake, clean lap overtake on Jordan. Let's say goodbye to Mr. McLaren over here. Zauber in front, and is he gonna behave like a gentleman? No, he's actually not slowing down at all. It seems like the entire grid, because of how the weather conditions have played out, we're gonna lap every single one of the people on the grid for the third time right now on the half of the race. This is absolutely insane. Michael Schumacher still defends his third position. He was probably the first Ferrari that we have overtook just a couple minutes ago. And that also means that the car that we have just overtook is Eddie Irvine. Prost in front. Need to figure out a good moment to overtake, and that probably would be a good one right here. There we go. Tyrrell Ford performing a magic trick and going through the wall.
I'm looking at the race order now. In first, Williams number 1. In second position, Eddie Irvine. Third, Michael Schumacher. In fourth, Gerhard Berger. In fifth place, Jean Alesi. Sixth,
And the same with
Damon Hill.
Arosi Maka over here, twice crossing the matter of reality and going through the wall. I don't think that's exactly legal or immersive. Whoa, that's a wheel spin, but managed to get under control. We good, we good. Yeah, I'm not gonna overtake that Minardi because he is not really willing to let me through. Even on the finish line, he did not really want to let me through. He's letting me pass right now, but that looked like almost like a freaking attack on my side. He scared me right there. That looked clearly like an attack. Even though he shouldn't really attack me considering that he's a lap driver. And there we go, that was my opportunity now just to make some distance because he's definitely not happy with me existing in this race. Out of all the cars, I have not seen Frentzen. Someone tells me that Heinz-Harald Frentzen did not manage to finish the race because I have not seen the familiar livery any time on the track. Which means that I am the only Williams right now on the track, the only one that can score some points, and most likely will score some points for the championship. Oh, that Aerosmith have suddenly decided to use the brakes. And this is a very difficult fragment of a track, very difficult to overtake. I'm gonna allow that Aros Yamaka to go through a little bit so he can let me through on a far more open fragment of a track.
Let's see how they stand now. The race leader, Williams, number 1. In second position, Eddie Irvine.
And I think, yeah, we got a malfunction. That's one of the true faults with the car malfunction.
Gerhard Berger. In 5th, Jean Alesi.
I'm not sure if he's going to go to the pits. That's another car that did not manage to finish the race. But Damon Hill still defends the 6th place and 1 point for his team. The track is pretty empty now, which gives me some allowance for a margin of error. Well, maybe that, and also the fact that I have lapped pretty much every car on the grid at least 2 times. That also including Michael Schumacher, but I'm gonna be honest, I got pretty lucky. Considering the weather could not make up its mind for like solid 10 laps of the race. There are 28 laps in front of us. Because of the rainy conditions, we need to add like at least 10 to 20 seconds per lap. And that's a long line of cars in front again. Not really favorite situation for me.
Order. In first place, Williams, number 1. In second,
I don't know how the Zauber's going to behave. I'm going to let him through.
Third, Michael Schumacher. 4th, Gerhard Berger.
And that was a pretty nice sportsmanship behavior for one of the Zaubers. In front of me, 2 Benettons.
In 6th, Damon Hill.
That's both of the Benettons in front of me. That means that one of the Benettons did not manage to catch on. I see a pretty nice window between both of them, which means I could try and overtake one of them at one at a time, starting over here, and the other one maybe not on the finish line, but on the first corner. Hopefully I am also not going to crash into the Benetton driver, or Benetton driver is not going to crash into me, because that also could happen. There we go, nice and smooth. Hey Javopi, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. In front we got Stewart and the Jordan's still fighting for a position, it seems. You'll be overtaken, two at the same time. They're doing great, glad to hear that. I'm doing alright myself, can't complain.
We're now 2/3 of the way through this Grand Prix.
26 laps, 27 laps to go.
The front wings on these cars have had to be changed in recent years. They now have a thicker, rounded end plate, so they can stand a much lesser chance of puncturing a tyre if they hit it.
Also, for people who are watching this on YouTube and being confused, I am doing this all live on Twitch as I speak. Well, maybe not as I speak, because I'm gonna post this video sometime in the future. But just to make it clear for people on YouTube who would be absolutely confused, I'm basically doing this on Twitch live and also interacting with the chat at the same time. There's the Jordan, managed to nicely overtake. And that's the McLaren. Is the McLaren allow me to go through? No, I don't think he will. Maybe there was an opportunity, but I wasn't sure about the behavior.
Second, Eddie Irvine. Third, Michael Schumacher. Fourth, Gerhard Berger. In fifth position, Jean Alesi. In sixth place, Damon Hill.
Almost crashed into the barrier here, and right in front of me, I suspect it's going to be Michael Schumacher, which means we are lapping them for the third time. If you're getting lag, that's only you, because I'm not losing any frames. I did not get any lost frames, so you're probably the only person who's getting any kind of issues right now. Oh my God!
Just a touch of the barrier.
I'm gonna admit I just lost concentration there for a second. That's on me. I just started thinking about something else. My mind just drifted away. Happens sometimes to me, sadly. Ferrari, please, don't go through the walls. Gank cheating. That is actually cheating from the AI. Can I overtake that Ferrari? I don't think I can. And I don't think I will try anytime soon.
One thing we might see this year is drivers having problems with cramp. All the teams
They managed to take the Irvine over here, one car at a time.
Position their drivers lower in the car, recline further back with their feet raised upward.
That's a Prost. And Zabber in front, let me through, thank you very much. Nicely dealt with. And that's another overtake on a Ferrari right here. It seems like Schumacher is getting closer and closer to retake his second position in the race.
I'm looking at the race order now. In first,
Oh my
Williams,
god, yeah,
number
lost
one.
control of the
In
car.
second place, Eddie Irvine.
Couldn't do anything.
In third position, Michael Schumacher. In fourth place, Gerhard Berger. In fifth position, Jean Alesi. In sixth
Absolutely
place,
lost the control of the car. The
Damon
front
Hill.
wheel just absolutely lost control of the front wheel and went right into the barrier.
It looks like there was a coming together there.
That was a little bit too close to him. But my front wing is...
Williams,
My
number
goodness
one.
gracious.
A bit of a knock there, I think, Martin.
You're right there, Murray.
My front wing is getting absolutely bullied right now. I'm actually very surprised that I'm not getting a call to the pit stop about how damaged it really is. Minardi in the front, and now Minardi in the back. Yeah, let's not lose the control on this corner over here. That would be a very, very bad situation. Well, not necessarily bad. I would lose the front wing, which would make my car understeer very badly. but nothing that cannot be fixed, and I would still have the leadership in the race. I think I know what have happened on that chicane. I basically have touched the curb and my entire car have basically went into the wall. I've lost control, I lost every single bit of a grip from that curb. That would actually explain a little bit.
We're now at 3/4 race distance.
Only 1/4 left. 20 laps. But 21 laps, and we're gonna be done with the Monaco 97.
Race order. In first place, Williams #1. In second position, Eddie Irvine. In third, Michael Schumacher. In fourth, Gerhard Berger. Fifth, Jean Alesi. In sixth position, Damon Hill.
That could be Damon Hill right in front of us. Still defending the 6th position in the race, which is pretty damn amazing. I actually feel happiness. Yeah, that was Damon Hill. I definitely recognize the helmet. I feel actual happiness for him. He definitely deserves even every single point. Definitely matters for him and his team. Benetton in front, he just left the pit lane. And nicely overtaken. 19 laps left. Didn't even bother to mention that I'm just overtaking a Zauber. At this point I was just going on full automatic. Kind of turn off the thinking, which happens to me sometimes. Then I'm just simply blacking out and I'm just doing things. Jordan in front, and he's actually letting me through. Thank you very much.
I'm looking at the race order now. In first, Williams, number 1. In second position,
Oh my
Eddie
God, I
Irvine.
need to scratch.
In third place,
I need to scratch my face.
Michael Schumacher.
Oh, better.
In fourth place, Gerhard Berger. In fifth position, Jean Alesi. In sixth place, Damon Hill.
Now I can really say that this is a 1997 Grand Prix. Rain in Monaco. But up to a different twist, because Damon Hill actually is going to finish the race. It is most likely going to happen. And of course Williams is going to win the race as well. Because in actual 1997 it was Michael Schumacher who, I believe it was Michael Schumacher who have won. And he just was a victorious from the very start of the race. And right on the second place was Rubens Barrichello, which was unusual to see Stewart winning the race. It even made Jackie Stewart very, very emotional, as there was an attempt to make an interview with Jackie Stewart, but he just couldn't hold his emotions. He couldn't hold his tears of happiness. Zauber in front, and he's letting me through on this turn. Thank you very much. I'm going to assume that Michael Schumacher is right in front of me right now. And overtake, because he slows down by himself. And that's very sportsmanship behavior, and thank you very much for that. I hope to see more behavior like that throughout the race. Throughout the other races, that is. And there possibly goes Eddie Irvine, and right in front of him is one of the Prosts. Take the opportunity over here. No, it's actually Michael Schumacher who I have just passed.
One of the problems the drivers have to contend with is visibility.
He took his second place.
Very dirty out on the track. Every 5 laps or so, they'll need to give it a wipe to keep it clear with the back of their glove or their sleeve. Of course, when it gets really difficult to see, they can peel off one of the clear tear-off strips that cover the visor.
Michael Schumacher took back his second place. Not that that's really going to help him in any way, shape, or form.
Race order. Williams, number 1. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine. Gerhard Berger.
And there's a line of at least 4 cars in front, which I'm going to have to overtake one by one. Nicely and slowly. First comes the Prost. McLaren comes, the second car. 2 other cars in front of me, and I have no idea. I think that's the Tyrrell versus Minardi, and I have lost control of the car.
That was definitely a knock on the barrier.
A little bit of a barrier knocking, which in real life would end up in me losing one of the front tires. I focused way too much on trying to identify the car, and I just didn't focus on the track. That is me being distracted. after overtaking, and Minardi as well. Got into a little bit of a drift because I turned way too sharply. But thankfully managed to retain the control of the car. Another Minardi in front,
It's the Canadian.
and that was clearly my fault.
With the barrier.
Yep, there was another damage for the front wing. I need to be careful. I need to really get back into the focus.
Interesting point to note is that both Williams and Jordan, two of the great innovators in car design, have opted for an oval air intake above the driver's head. It'll be interesting to see what difference this makes.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of blacking out more and more. I don't know why. I probably need some more water. I need something more to drink. Well, the race is gonna end up soon, so I think I'm just gonna put an extra focus on driving, finish the race, and I'm probably after that gonna take a small break for myself. And after that we're gonna continue with another race because I should have enough time for one more race.
Williams #1, Michael Schumacher, Eddie Irvine.
But for people on YouTube, Gerhard Berger he'll have lost the 6th place? Damn. That's sad. Or maybe it was from top 4, so never mind. Basically, for people on YouTube, every single race is gonna be one episode. For people on Twitch, I'm gonna try to do as many races during the day as possible. Would be lovely if I could do 2-3 races a day, depending on the distance. Well, the arrows of Yamaha is in front of me. I'm gonna assume that's Pedro Diniz. And I almost crashed right into the back of the car. Jesus Christ! I'm taking way too high of the risks with the driver over there. Nice and smooth overtake on the Zauber on his right. Okay, Mr. Jordan, are you gonna let me pass, or are we gonna have to fight for a little bit? Yeah, we're gonna have to fight a little bit in the future, I guess, though we shouldn't really have that many problems. I definitely cannot overtake him over here. I'm just moving to the sides because I want to avoid getting splashed with, basically constantly getting splashed with water from the back of the car over there. And this is my opportunity for overtake, and we managed to do it. Hill is still defending his 6th position. The longer he defends it, the better. That's all I'm gonna say. We got 10 laps left in this race. It's lap 69, which is nice.
Race order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine. Gerhard Berger.
I see Benetton right in front of me. That seems that the Stewart Ford is no longer fighting with the Jordan when it comes to moving through the track. I don't know what happened with that Jordan from before. He probably went into the pits and lost the Stewart Ford, unless he's in front of us. Nope, he is not. Mr. Stewart Ford, is he's gonna allow me to go through? Kinda does, kinda doesn't. Got the mixed messages over here. Yeah, it seems like the Jordan have moved way past forward. He overtook the Benettons, or he actually holds the Benettons behind.
Williams number 1. Martin, that looked as if he just rubbed the wall there.
You're right there, Murray.
Oh, that was me getting a little bit too intimate with that wall, and I think that damaged the rear wing a little bit.
He's hit Missy Keller. That's a Williams. Look at that damage.
Well, just a little bit of a tussle, but it cost us the front wing. We don't have to worry. We're gonna stop on the pit
race
lane
is underway again. The green flags are out.
on the next lap, and we're gonna fix our car. What happened happened. I just need to brake a little bit more because without the front wing, we are horrendously understeering. And also without the front wing, we are not performing the same way, as in speed-wise. We are not catching cars the same way. Ow, 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 ow,
He probably
ow.
left a bit of tyre rubber on that barrier.
This year, all the teams have lowered the driving seat to try and combat the turbulence caused by the driver's helmet, which reduces the efficiency of the air intake into the engine. Another benefit they hope to see.
Okay, let's go to the barrier, let's fix the car, and we'll just continue on with the race.
The mechanics would probably be getting ready to put a new front wing on. All the time the mechanics are working on that damage. The seconds are ticking away.
The seconds can tick all they want. It's perfectly fine. Nine laps to go. Oh boy, now we have triplets. Overtaking Benetton and not risking it. I can overtake the Stewart and the Jordan in the near future, staying on the side so I don't get splashed with the water.
Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher.
And that's the
Eddie
chance.
Irvine, Gerhard Berger.
And now my nose is itching. Oh my god, do I hate that feeling right now. He definitely is gonna... He definitely got lapped like 3 or 4 times by now.
New safety rules for the design of the cars this year have meant that the teams have had to include a deformable structure behind the gearbox to protect the driver in the event of rear impact. Ferrari did this last year, and they've already overcome most of the problems, like excessive vibration, which can crack the rear wing.
Hello Scar, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good, thanks for asking. I'm currently driving in a truly moist Monte Carlo. And we got 6 laps to go to finish the race. Overtaking Sauber. In front of me there's Ferrari, and I'm pretty sure that's Eddie Irvine. PlayStation 1. That was the first gaming system I ever owned. And this was my very first game that I have ever played. And now I'm streaming it on Twitch.
Race order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher, Eddie Irvine, Gerhard Berger.
We got actually 2 Prosts in front of us, but they have enough distance. I think I could try to snuggle between these 2. But not on this corner. That would be way too risky. No, I doubt it would work. Not only I'm lacking the cable that needs to be connected from the console to the TV, I'm also lacking. I'm also pretty much sure that after all this time that it's sitting in the box, it's just, you know, the material they have degraded enough for it to not even launch properly.
He's hit Nakano.
Yeah, that was a crash. That was a crash. Nakano have crashed right into me. Nakano crashed right into my rear wing, make me bounce off and damage my front wing as well.
The green flag's being waved.
That is really not nice. I think I might go to the pit and just fix my car because of the aesthetics. Technically, I can afford doing that. I really can. Oh boy. It seems like, yeah, my car is actually gaining some color back. That means for the last laps of the race, the weather is actually turning back to sunny for the last 3 laps of the race.
3 laps of the race left now.
One unique feature of the Stewart car design is the high side pods on the car and the large turning band, which should reduce the amount of debris that is sucked off the track into the radiator jaw during the normal course of a race. This sort of accumulation can actually cause a drop-off between 10 and 20% in the radiator's efficiency.
I sincerely doubt that that I'm gonna change my tires for the last 2 laps of the race. Unless the weather change is gonna be so drastic, so dramatic. Then again, I really doubt that.
There are only 2 laps left in which to decide the race.
And Michael Schumacher is right in front of me. He's most likely going to get overtaken for the 5th
Race
time.
over. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher, Eddie Irvine, Gerhard Berger.
Yeah, I didn't know how to behave over there. You know, one thing is to make that PlayStation 1 work, the other thing is trying to find a capture card that would even work with the PlayStation 1 and also work with the Windows 10 11 PC. It's like double whammy right there. Wouldn't say that would be unachievable. Probably there are some tricks to do that, but quite frankly, I am better off having an original CD of the game, making the ISO file out of it, and basically playing it on the emulator. That's the last lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I'm glad with the emulator, honestly. I still have the relic under, somewhere underneath, somewhere in the closet. I don't even remember which closet. But at this point, everybody who still owns PlayStation 1 games, just get yourself an emulator. DuckStation is currently like the best emulator you can get. Unless you're really striving for that authentic PlayStation 1 experience, then I guess good luck. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, driving to the finish line. Victory in the Monaco. Right here, right now.
He crosses the
78
line
laps.
Euphoric applause.
78 laps just complete. And victory in our pockets. That was a crazy race. Definitely crazy weather conditions we had throughout the entire race. Cloudy, then rain, threats of a rain, then it stopped raining, then it started raining again after like 2 or 3 laps. And then it became actually raining for the rest of the race. So yeah, we have finished the race after 1 hour 45 minutes, and Michael Schumacher was second, Eddie Irvine third, Gerhard Berger fourth, John Lacey was fifth, and Damon Hill managed to finish the race on the 6th position, which gave me total of 50 points in the championship. Michael Schumacher has 30, Gerhard Berger has 12, John Lacey has 10, Eddie Irvine has 9, and Heinz-Harald Frentzen has 6, which makes Williams still on the top. That's my team. Ferrari on the 2nd place, Benetton on the 3rd, Jordan on the 4th place with 6 points, Prost with 5, and McLaren with a single point. The same situation with the Arrows. Who knows? Maybe the Arrows actually gonna beat McLaren in the leadership when it comes to the points. Who knows? Who knows? We're gonna see on the next round, which is round 6. Round 6 at the Barcelona track. Thank you guys very much. When it comes to the people on YouTube, well, maybe let's mention the people on Twitch. People on Twitch, we are still gonna do one more race, hopefully. For people on YouTube, thank you guys very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. Links for everything gonna be down below in the video description. I'm only gonna credit the music that is playing currently in the background. Music has been created by Carl Casey at Whitebat Studio at YouTube and whitebataudio.com. That's his webpage. Links again in the Twitch chat or in the video description. Once again, see you guys in round number 6.